This is the brief on Dennis Prager's response to Candace Owens' recent provocative remarks about Jews and Israel. So Dennis Prager, who's a historian and was actually Candace Owens' former employer at PragerU, decided to address her recent wave of pretty inflammatory statements. We're talking conspiracy theories about Jews, Israel, and the Talmud. He's cautioning that these claims really threaten to fracture some key political coalitions. First, Prager completely dismantled her claims about the Talmud. Her assertion that Talmudic Jews think non-Jews are animals. She cited a famously anti-Jewish book for that. Prager, who studied in yeshiva for 14 years, said these claims are just not normative Judaism. They're usually fabrications, mistranslations, or taken wildly out of context from the massive text. He also pointed out that her source's author was exposed for fabricating quotes way back in an 1883 libel suit. Second, he pushed back on her claim that Jews, not white men, were the main people behind the transatlantic slave trade. Prager calls this a misuse of history, noting that the American History Association has condemned this exact claim. He also reminded everyone that the Jewish community was a leading ally in the civil rights movement, a fact Martin Luther King Jr. pointed out. And finally, Prager addressed her attacks on Israel. Owens has called the country demonic and is accusing it of ethnic cleansing. Prager argues that she's using a different standard for Israel than for any other nation at war, often relying on information from Hamas without condemning them for starting the conflict. Prager concludes that the greatest danger here is that Owens' divisive claims will fracture the necessary American coalition of Jews, Christians, and Republicans all over false premises.